If you have found this letter tonight, it is because something inside you has been whispering the truth, and you have been trying very hard not to hear it. You see the signs, you feel the unease, but you silence your own voice because admitting what you know means facing what you fear most. And so you stay. You explain, you justify. You tell yourself that love is patient, that grace covers all, that maybe you're being too picky or too guarded. But deep down, in the quiet places where God speaks, you have always known. This is not about Him, not really. This is about the war inside you, the one between what you see and what you allow, between the truth your spirit discerns and the lie your wounds believe. Because the red flags are there, clear as day. But you look past them, you soften them. You rewrite the story in a way that lets you stay in a place God is trying to pull you out of. And the question is not why He is the way He is. The question is why you are still there when everything in you knows better. You override your instincts because somewhere along the way, you stopped trusting yourself. Maybe someone told you that you were too much or not enough. Maybe you watched love fail so many times that you started to believe any love is better than no love. Maybe you equate being chosen with being wanted, and being wanted with being valuable. So when He shows up inconsistent and unclear, you do not walk away. You adjust. You lower the standard. You convince yourself that what He offers is all you deserve. And the red flag becomes background noise. But here's what you need to understand. Discernment is not suspicion. It is not bitterness or fear dressed up as wisdom. Discernment is a gift from God. It is the Holy Spirit inside you, nudging, warning, protecting. When you feel that tug in your chest, that quiet no, that is not paranoia. That is God. And when you silence it to keep a man around, you are not being gracious. You are being disobedient. There is a difference between giving grace and ignoring truth. Grace does not ask you to stay where you are disrespected. Grace does not require you to be small so someone else can feel big. Grace does not mean you explain away His patterns, His lies, His half-hearted effort. Grace says, I see you, I forgive you, but I will not build my life on your instability. And that distinction matters, because too many women have been taught that submission means silence, that godliness means enduring, that a good woman overlooks, tolerates, adapts. But God never called you to erase yourself for a man who does not honor Him. Think about the woman at the well. 5 husbands. A 6th man who was not her husband. A trail of broken connections and unmet promises. And when Jesus met her, He did not shame her. But He also did not let her hide from the truth. He named it. He brought it into the light. He did not say stay and try harder. He said go and live differently. Because healing does not come from ignoring the pattern. It comes from facing it. You've been afraid of being alone. That is the root. That is the wound that makes you stay when you should go. You fear that if you walk away from this, there will be nothing else. No one else. That God will forget you in the waiting. That your standards will make you lonely. And so you lower them. You tolerate less than what God intended because something feels safer than nothing. But the cost of that safety is your peace, your dignity, your alignment with God. And no man is worth that trade. Here is what a man who values you does. He does not leave you guessing. He does not make you feel crazy for wanting clarity. He does not punish you for having boundaries or gaslight you for noticing his inconsistency. A man who is serious about you will be serious about God. And a man who is serious about God does not play games with your heart. He leads. He communicates. He protects your peace, not disrupts it. And if the man you are with does not do that, the red flag is not about his potential. It is about your tolerance. You have to ask yourself why you are so committed to seeing the best in him when he has not earned it. why you extend endless grace to someone who shows you half effort, why you are more afraid of losing him than you are of losing yourself. Because that fear is not love. It is idolatry. You have made him the answer to a question only God can solve. And as long as he sits on that throne, you will ignore every warning sign God puts in your path. The truth is this: you're not too picky. You're not too damaged. You're not asking for too much when you want honesty, consistency, and a man who fears God more than he fears commitment. Those are not luxuries. Those are the bare minimum. And if he cannot meet them, that does not mean you settle. It means you wait. You trust. You believe that God is not withholding good from you, but protecting you from what would destroy you. Your instincts are not the enemy. Your wounds are. The fear that says you will never be loved if you do not tolerate this. The lie that says you are too broken to deserve better. The belief that submission means shrinking so he can stay. Those are the voices you need to silence. Not the voice of God, not the discernment he gave you to guard your heart. So what do you do now? You stop explaining away what you know. You stop making excuses for a man who has shown you exactly who he is. You stop waiting for him to change when God is waiting for you to move. You honor the red flags. You thank God for them. Because they are mercy. They are protection. They are God saying, I love you too much to let you build a life on a foundation that will not hold. And you trust that the right man will not require you to ignore your instincts. He will affirm them. He will be the kind of man who makes you feel safe, seen, and certain. Not confused, not anxious, not constantly second-guessing. Because a man after God's heart does not make you question your worth. He reflects it back to you. You are not broken for wanting more. You are awake. And that awakening is the beginning of healing. So let the red flags be what they are. Stop repainting them. Stop calling them growing pains or works in progress. Let them be the exit signs God has placed along a road you were never meant to stay on. And when you finally walk away, you will see that what you thought was loss was actually freedom. You were never meant to override your discernment to keep a man comfortable. You were meant to trust it, honor it, and let it lead you back to the God who gave it to you. And when you do, you will find that you were never too much. You were just with someone who was not enough. Trust what you know. God has not abandoned your instincts.